We turn now to our second community element, and for that we went to the beach. Yesterday saw the launch of Clean Up Aberdeen 2019. Clean Up Aberdeen is the brainchild of environmental manager Stephen Shaw, who works in operations at Aberdeen City Council. Now, Stephen has a real heart to see the amount of litter in Aberdeen reduced, particularly as cleaning up the litter costs the department and the council a huge amount of money every year. And coupled with that is the effect on the environment. So over the years, Stephen Shaw and the department and a number of schools have been getting together and have been involved with cleaning up Aberdeen. It all started back in 2015 when there were 62 cleanups and 1,700 volunteers, quite a great number for the first year, and 1,300 bags or so of litter had been removed. However, in just last year, in 2018, there were 196 cleanups, 4,215 volunteers, and the number of bags has crept up to 3,106. Now, I understand from Stephen that the desire is to get the amount of cleanups to over 200. The effect of this on the city and on the environment cannot be underestimated, and we'll give you some full facts a little bit later on. Just to give you an idea, the schools that attended at yesterday's launch were Kitty Brewster School, Danestone, Orchard Bray, Cornhill Primary, Fernley, Brimond, Erie Hall and Hazelhead. But there have been other schools involved in the campaign, including Tullis, Middleton Park, Walker Road, Manor Park, Skene Square, Hanover, Kingswells, Riverbank and Bramble Bray. Toward the end of this particular community element, we'll be giving some information about what you can do and how you can help. Now, the work of Stephen Shaw and indeed the City of Aberdeen schools cannot be underestimated. In collecting these 3,106 bags, it's likely they will have picked up huge amounts of plastic, probably polystyrene, all of which are derived from oil. In themselves, if they were in a landfill, they would probably do no harm, but when they're exposed by scavengers or by wind and they get into the environment, that is when there can be quite a bit of damage to the environment. I came across on the beach one small speck, less than the size of a 10-pence piece worth of styrofoam. It could have come from a food box or from a styrofoam cup, but however it got there, it was small. But it's actually said that styrofoam can have a real bad effect on fish. An EU study said that fish fed polystyrene nanoparticles are less active and show changes to their brains and metabolism. This is according to a study by the Swedish and Danish researchers. The findings have been suggesting that nanoparticles in the environment could have a major impact on fish and aquatic systems. One animal dissected by Dutch researchers contains 1,603 pieces of plastic. All sea creatures are threatened by floating plastic, from whales to zooplankton. Researchers proved that the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in the North Pacific Gyre contains 6 times as much plastic as it does plankton. One nearly empty lanternfish stomach contained a long polyethylene fibre that appeared to even block the digestive tract, which meant that the actual animal was not able to absorb any nutrients from the food that it was eating, and so it's likely it would have probably died as a result. These are some of the effects of plastic on the system. Now, there are other studies out there which suggest that fish oil can actually dissolve styrofoam, and that is because, like all oils, fish oil is non-polar. If it had a polarity, either plus or minus charge, but oil is non-polar, and non-polar things will dissolve other non-polar things, whereas an opposite polarity will actually force the particles apart, and that means that oil and water, for example, do not mix, because water has a polarity, a charge, but oil doesn't. So this is a way of just describing how it is that fish oil can dissolve styrofoam. And that said, what is the effect going to be of the styrofoam in fish? And I've already read how fish-fed polystyrene nanoparticles are less active. This is just a little glimpse into the effects of plastics in the seas and in the oceans, and it may seem like a drop in the ocean, but I have to say that the work done by Stephen Shaw and his team are great. Now, I've had information about various cleanups that are happening. Up and coming public cleanups take part at this coming Saturday, that's tomorrow, 23rd of March, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m, meeting at North Sea Court. So that's at Seaton, not Seaton Park, but Seaton. MCS, that's Marine Conservation Society, on Saturday the 30th of March, meeting 2 p.m. at the north end of the beach esplanade at the windows to the sea. Now, there is also a clean-up which had been planned for the 31st of March. That's a week on Sunday, and that's been cancelled. So I have to say thank you very much to both Stephen Shaw and to Lorna Graham for making that information available. And if you'd like to know more, then do go along to the Aberdeen City Council website, and there'll be more information about Clean Up Aberdeen. Stephen Shaw regularly runs glitter picks, and these are 24-hour litter picks which take place in various parts of the city, involve schools, involve communities, and you can get involved with that. Yes, remembering picking up the plastic, and the plastic which can actually even get caught in trees and in shrubs, and that plastic in itself can have a bad effect on actually making fires worse, because when polystyrene in particular is burnt, it gives off a whole lot of nasty things, including styrene, benzene and formaldehyde. These are just some of the gases given off when polystyrene is burnt. Polystyrene being one of the plastics, and it's hats off to Clean Up Aberdeen 2019, which was launched yesterday. Do look out for the glitter picks, and do remember, when you're out and about, do take all your litter home with you, and this will help everyone and the environment considerably. Try and make sure that it gets recycled. Now, the link to Clean Up Aberdeen, which is really in partnership with the Keep Scotland Beautiful charity and Aberdeen City Council, can be found from our website visit.g4g.org.uk, and that's hopefully how you're listening to this particular edition. Once on the Clean Up Aberdeen's webpage, you'll see that Clean Up Aberdeen, yes, part of Keep Scotland Beautiful's national mass engagement campaign, and it aims to involve 1 million people in action against litter and mess, and is a national coalition of organisations and people from all places and backgrounds who want Scotland to shine. The campaign is working to change long-term behaviour by making dropping litter as socially unacceptable as drink driving is today. Now, you've already heard exactly the effects on the environment and the growing will of people to keep Scotland beautiful. This is Gospel for Grampian, engaging, equipping, enabling communities to live life to the full with Christ Jesus at the centre.